Okay. Welcome to TiECon Live. I'm Kamal Aluwalia. It's a pleasure for us to have with us one of our key sponsors this year, Zia Yusuf, Executive Vice President at SAP and responsible for the entire global ecosystem and partners. Welcome, Zia.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
So, Zia, you've been a key player over the last several years in formulating SAP's corporate strategy. So, at what point did you realize that SAP needed to be a platform player rather than just an application player?
Sure. So, as you know, SAP has been predominant in the platforms in the application space, and we've been number one for many years. Over the years, as we looked at the evolution of the application space, as we talked to our customers, as we talked to our partners, we felt that the enterprise SOA revolution was something that was going to change how you built and distributed software. And it should make it easier for people to compose and recompose services. And as we thought of that, we said, okay, at the bottom of it, customers are going to want a basic platform, an application platform, not a technology platform, an application platform that really brings together the basics of what a company needs to operate. And if those capabilities are in that platform, then the logical thing is you use the enterprise services to build on top of that platform, and you let the innovation flow. So we looked at it from a customer perspective, from a partner perspective. We looked at SAP's own history and knowledge. And so we've built in 32 years of understanding of business processes across many industries into that business process platform. And that platform will certainly vary across industries. It may look a little different for oil and gas. It may look a little different for high tech and public sector. So that realization came forward. So we still are very much an application company with a strong platform strategy. And I think that that is what led kind of to the ecosystem play, if you will, because you can't have a platform just because you say it's a platform.
Right.
Other people have to say it's a platform, and that's where I ended up on that.
Excellent. So, following up on that, so historically SAP is viewed as having proprietary technology. So, over the years, what have you done to make it more open and easier to partner with?
Sure. I'm not sure I agree that we've had proprietary technology. We've had a proprietary programming language, which is ABAP. NetWeaver, which is our primary technology stack, is completely open. It connects to .NET, it connects to Java. There's nothing proprietary about that. And as we go forward and we bring more and more ISVs, technology companies, Microsoft, we just signed a deal with Novell, we've signed several deals with Microsoft, Cisco, and so on. You see that this is becoming more and more predominant and used as a primary application and technology platform. And at the end of the day, as I said, the market is what will judge the acceptance of this, and the results so far have been magnificent.
Great. So, the last couple of years, Oracle has been on an acquisition spree and buying several big names. SAP, on the other hand, has been making acquisitions with mostly small tuck-in acquisitions. So, why is your strategy the right one for SAP and its ecosystem?
At the end of the day, the customers and the market share and the acceptance we get in the market is, I think, what should drive all of this. Our market share continues to be significantly more than Oracle. Even after consolidating many of these large companies, we're still ahead in almost every single market we have. I wish them the best. I'm not sure how they bring all of these pieces together. Our view is very straightforward. We want to innovate. We want to collaborate with our partners. We don't want to just consolidate everybody that's out there. And we have a strong confidence in our strategy and in our skills as a company to drive innovation going forward. And we do that together with our partners and make the tuck-in acquisitions, as you said, where it makes sense. In the last week, we bought 3 companies, Outlook Soft, company in the identity management space. So we're not against it, but it has to make sense. It has to fit in. And I think with that, we can get the greatest value for our customers, which is important.
So at TiECon, we have a whole bunch of entrepreneurs who are looking for the right platform to innovate on. So what does SAP offer to them, especially compared to something like Salesforce, which is much cheaper and easier to work with?
I think, first of all, the technology platform, in this case NetWeaver, or the application on top of it, which for us is ERP, is one piece of the puzzle. The other piece of the puzzle is how do we think about our customers and where are we adding that value. I care less about having 10,000 ISVs to work with. I care about those ISVs in a given industry that generate the bulk of the value for that industry. And there are probably 6 to 10 of those, that whole 80-20 rule just doesn't go away. So we'd like to identify those ISVs, those technology partners that are providing solutions for specific parts of that business process that are accepted in that industry. We want to work very closely with them. We want to incorporate their solution as part of our broader solution and then go to market. We have 40,000 plus enterprise customers. We're expanding dramatically every single day. So the technology is one piece of it. The business process knowledge we have is the other piece of it. The customer base and install base that we have that is looking to us for trusted and relevant partners and trusted and relevant solutions. So you put all of those pieces together for an ISV, for a startup, for an established company, that package is far more valuable than just having a technology platform to build on.
Excellent. So let's shift gears and talk about business models.
Sure.
So VCs and entrepreneurs are in love and have been in love now for a couple of years with software as a service, on-demand, technology-enabled services, things like that. So how do some of these companies partner with SAP?
Let me give you a couple of examples of each one. So as you know, if you take some of the larger companies, Cisco, networks, routers, Cisco is focusing more on application-aware networks. So there, you expect a technology partner not to really have much to do with SAP. Suddenly, we're collaborating. We made a big announcement a few weeks ago, and we're trying to make sure that the routers and the networks have a knowledge and understanding of the application logic on top. So that's an example of where the technology is really helping. Microsoft with Duet, bringing Office, Microsoft Office and SAP applications together, is focusing on the end user and making sure that the world that they're comfortable with, I spend most of my work life in Outlook.
Right.
Connecting Outlook to the SAP applications allows that user to become much more productive. With respect to on-demand, I believe, and we as a company believe, it's a valid deployment option. It's in certain situations, for certain scenarios, for certain companies, it absolutely makes sense. We have invested heavily in it, and you've heard our discussions and some announcements of our movement into the mid-market, which will leverage heavily on-demand technology. In other situations, a customer may use part of their landscape on-demand. They may use part of their landscape on-premise. So we're about giving our customers choice. There's nothing religious about on-demand or not on-demand.
Okay.
I think it's understanding where you can deploy what, and we'll cover the full spectrum.
So one last question.
Sure.
SAP is a 32-year-old company, 32-year young, and you talked about innovation. So culturally, what is the company doing to ensure that you do genuinely innovate and stay ahead of the curve and dictate the industry agenda instead of falling into the reactive mode that a lot of large companies fall into?
Look, if you look at the last 2-3 years, and that's a question best asked of the partners that work with us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the large partners, the system integrators, the smaller companies. Ask them as they come through and talk to you how SAP is interacting with them. And I'm fairly confident you'll find the response being there's been a sea change of engagement. Developers have a lot of pride in what they build. But that has to be looked at within the market context. So our developers have pride in what they build. Now, if you look at the partnerships we've announced, we announced a partnership with SunGard in the financial services area just 3 days ago.
Yep.
Maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago, we wouldn't have naturally gone down that path. We have a solution. They have a solution. We figured out a way to bring this together so that we could benefit our customers. Examples like that demonstrate that SAP is truly looking at this from the perspective of the customer and bringing together that whole solution. We have these communities of innovation like the SAP Developer Network. 800,000 people, 4,000 posts per day, a response time of less than 19 minutes. That's a thriving community. We have a business process expert community, 125,000 plus people. So these are parts of SAP's ecosystem that are really driving forward, connecting and driving that value for the partners, for the customers, and we're confident that this is an integral part of SAP going forward.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for taking the time today.
Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to your speech as well.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.